Welcome back to the Nick Bartlett Show, everybody. The man, I can't sugarcoat it anymore, guys. The Pac-12 has been looking absolutely terrible. A lot of writers are trying to cover this up because their paycheck depends on it, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. The Pac-12 has been looking freaking terrible. Terrible. Feels like a damn waste of my time watching these games. Alright, that's a way to start the show. We're going to have an impassioned rant, as you can see. Maybe a little bit in the introduction. Got a little bit into the rant there. But now let's actually get to the script of the show today. Alright, guys. Let me get on actual camera, too. I'm kind of angry. So, yeah. Welcome back to the Nick Bartlett Show. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Nick Bartlett. I'm the broadcast manager here at Sports Pac-12, as well as a senior writer here, and I'm a staff writer at OregonSportsNews.com as well. I've had my articles featured in the Seattle PI, in 750 The Game, Portland Sports Radio, and a variety of other publications, and I'm just really grateful to be doing this show, talking Pac-12 football, even though it's been bad, guys. Stop sugarcoating it. Stop finding excuses. Stop making excuses. It's just been bad. So, on the agenda today, I'm going to start with that rant where I think you can see where it's going. After that, as always, I'm going to give you a nice little breakdown of, quick previews of all the games in conference. And we will end today's show with Bartlett's random topic of the day. So it's the usual run-of-the-mill kind of stuff, guys, for all my longtime viewers, except no game of the week this week because I have substituted a rant instead. So, essentially, I'm going to get to the notes, and I can't sugarcoat it. I want to, but I can't sugarcoat it. I wrote an article for the other publication I write. If you listen to what I just said, you can look that up. I'm not going to promote it here. This is a Sports Pac-12 original. But the article was titled 3 Reasons Why the Pac-12 Sucks. And it's something along those lines. And I know this is a Pac-12 website, and I'm very grateful for what I do, but I just got to call them how I see them. This feels like a waste of my time. All right, let's get back to the notes, guys. So, essentially, what do I have here? East Coast bias. East Coast bias. There is no such thing. There's no such thing, guys. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves. East Coast bias, East Coast bias. Think back to the Pete Carroll era. Those teams are invited every year to everything. And there's a reason why. Because they were dominant and they won. Reggie Bush cutting you up. Little jukers, little NCAA football, left way, right way, bang, you know what I'm saying? Little jukers. And like Matt Leinart with his nice little slow play action, throwing touchdown passes every time. But we don't have that anymore. We haven't had that for a long time. And I think I actually do have some stats here. So, for reference, during Carroll's 9-year span as head coach in LA, his team won 97 games, 2 Orange Bowls, 4 Rose Bowls, and a pair of national championships. Maybe debatable, you know what I'm saying? But depending on the Reggie Bush stuff, I'd give it to them personally. But for comparison, another kind of recent run has been Chip Kelly with the Ducks, obviously not the Bruins, and here's what he did. So he had, what did he do, guys? He had a 4-year run at Oregon where he won 46 games, a Fiesta Bowl, and one Rose Bowl. So, except for these 2 stints, we really haven't had much. I mean, if you think recently, Mario Cristobal is doing some pretty cool things at Oregon. I want to see how that plays out. That could be, I don't want to say a dynasty, but Cristobal has grown on me. He's grown from a person I didn't have faith in to a person I slightly like now. So Oregon may be able to kind of get us back where we need to be. Washington, okay, I don't want to ruin my whole thing here. I'm gonna save some of the stuff for later. Essentially, another thing I want to throw out here for all the Pac-12 lovers, like, this guy's a Pac-12 hater, like, his team's losing, so I hate the Pac-12. Actually, the school I went to had a pretty nice win last week. Just throwing that one out there. So I'm not in a bad football mood from a fan standpoint. You feel me? I'm just keeping it real, man. And here's some stats. So for all you guys who are saying the Pac-12 is so good, NFL is how people get paid to play football at the highest level. I don't know if you guys know that. And here's some stats. So the NFL Draft 2021, the SEC had 12 players selected in the first round, including 6 in the top 10. And the Pac-12 finished, or excuse me, I was trying to emphasize that point, and I didn't actually read the stat. It's like when a receiver was looking for the end zone before he catches the ball. That was that moment in broadcast journalism right there. I love that reference. The Pac-12, though, let me just reread that. So, in the NFL Draft 2021, the SEC had 12 players selected in the first round, including 6 in the top 10, and the Pac-12 had 3 total first-round selections and finished in last place among the power conferences in the same category. Yeah, 3 of our players out of 30 or 31 or 32 picks got in the first round, and we're supposed to be a power whatever conference. That's unacceptable. I'll let that stand for itself. Next point I want to have here. Oh, this is my favorite. This one's personal to me. The most personal. This late night games. I'm going off the notes here, guys. If I get too far away, I'll go back to them. These late night games, though. I like waking up at 6 in the morning. Stop starting the damn games at 7:30, dude. College football takes hella long. Hella long. Man, I'm not even using proper lingo anymore. Dude, this takes so long. An average college football game, according to Athlon, takes 3 hours and 24 minutes. Think about that. So if the game's starting at 7:30, it's going to end at 11. I'm not in college anymore. I have a job, dude. I coach basketball. I have things I have to do. I have to be up early in the morning. It is one thing to start a game at 6 p.m. Maybe 7 at the damn latest. But you need to be getting us out of there at 10 p.m. It's not cool. And I know in my notes I have a bunch of games and primetime teams and primetime markets that they've done this to the last couple of weeks. So for me, someone who strongly would prefer not to stay up this late, and I cover the conference, why would anyone on the East Coast stay up? It's 1:30 p.m. their time. Besides for maybe that random drunk guy who really loves college football. I think I used to be that guy in college, so I may have watched the games if I lived on the East Coast. But it's just frustrating. I don't like this. Why are all of our games so late night? The games I want to watch. And let me get to the notes now. So, yeah, got the Athlon stuff. Oh, and here's some big time stats. This is really important. All this credit goes to John Wilner. This is an article he published about a month ago. So the information comes directly from, I believe it comes from John Wilner. I don't want to say his organization's name wrong. So essentially, though, from a financial standpoint, putting my sleep schedule aside, because I like waking up early, but from a financial standpoint, it doesn't make sense. Remember that week 2 or whatever week it was when Oregon played Ohio State, Colorado played Texas A&M, and Washington played Michigan. All those games started before 5 p.m., and they were the 3 highest rated games in the country. Okay? So why are we moving games later? Seems like that worked pretty damn well. I just don't get it. And the actual numbers here, again, credit to John Wilner. The Oregon-Ohio State matchup. Oh, whoa. This is how important this is about starting the games a little bit earlier. This is why I gotta look at the notes. So, where am I going here, guys? So, it had arguably its highest TV ratings ever. They couldn't confirm it because they couldn't get the exact number going back decades, but probably the highest TV, I said probably, maybe the highest TV ratings ever. We'll leave it at that. But the Oregon-Ohio State matchup led the way with a 4.25 rating, and that essentially means they had 7.7 million viewers. Washington and Michigan rang in at 2.55. I'll let you do the math. And Colorado and Texas A&M, very close, similar score, at 2.5. And again, you can do that math. So, as I said earlier, I want to say it again. I want to reiterate it. None of these games started later than 5 p.m. Doesn't seem like a hard fix. All right, scrolling through the notes here on the late night games. Anything else you got here about the Pac-12? Yeah, so this is, again, just an example of not necessarily taking advantage of your biggest markets. And I don't think that many people, most people in Seattle probably, that's all I can speak for because I'm here, they're probably not staying up watching a Pac-12 game super late. Like, just to be real, unless it's their team. But this is what the Pac-12 has been doing. Again, putting key teams in key markets, and here's the direct read off here. So, essentially, the probable game of the week this week, ASU versus Utah, is scheduled for 7 p.m. I mean, why? You couldn't move that up 1 hour? 1 hour. You're going to get probably so many more eyeballs. Again, this Friday, the Ducks... Hey, tomorrow, I might watch that one. Talking about going to sleep early, which I do prefer to do. Sorry, I'm going on a rant, guys. This is important. So, seriously, though, so again, ASU-Utah, game of the week probably this week, scheduled for 7 p.m. this Saturday. This Friday, you got the Ducks kicking off. I think they're playing Cal, same time. The week prior, Stanford and ASU took the field at 7:30 on Friday. And 2 weeks ago, ASU touched down at the same time against the Bruins on Saturday night. So, essentially, putting big markets like LA, Eugene-ish. I mean, they just have a really nice reputation, so we'll throw them in there. And Phoenix and ASU. It doesn't make a lot of sense putting these teams in the late night slot. And isn't ASU Mountain Time Zone anyway? Don't quote me on that. I'm not a history major. But putting, like, these teams in this time zone just doesn't, or these time slots does not make any sense. And this needs to be fixed. And I want to watch the games and still wake up at 6 a.m. And if you got a problem with that, buckaroo. I don't know. I'm going to the next thing anyway. How long have I been talking, guys? Oh, I didn't say it from the jump. One of my goals of the show is to get you in and out in 25 minutes or less. It's squeaked up to 26 minutes at times, but that is going to be my goal. So we're about 12 minutes, and I still got game previews. So let me stop hating on the Pac-12 so hard, because I actually still enjoy watching the games. I think I've like chilled out as I've gotten this off my chest. You know what I'm saying? And the culture. Yeah, I'm not going to read my whole spiel here, but the culture of Pac-12 football essentially is that, like, it just feels like many fans don't care. I mean, Utah's got an amazing fan base with the Muss. Oregon, great stadium, great atmosphere. Washington, great atmosphere. Outside of that, that's what I'm saying. You have to think really hard. Obviously, you could throw Oregon State in there now that they're winning, but if they're not winning, can you still throw them in there? Cal and Stanford, obviously, they have more important things to do. I understand that. I coach basketball at a school like Stanford, the high school probable equivalent, or I coach the middle school, but like they have bigger things in their eyes. I'm not saying it's better or worse, but they're probably making presidents for real. So football is probably not, you know what I'm saying? So Stanford and Cal, no culture, and just outside of Utah, UW and Oregon, I just can't think of any great culture, and that needs to change. That's a big problem. Around the country in the SEC and Big Ten territory, they really care. It's everything, and we don't have that. So it makes sense why our product on the field is lacking. Anything else I want from this section here? I'm not really sold on the quarterbacks in the conference right now. I don't want to rein in on that too hard. I think I've kind of gotten it all out of me. Take one final scroll here, and I think in my article, that's what I'm getting a lot of these notes from my article. Not gonna lie, you gotta think smarter, not harder. I think that I just want to say in the article I phrased it a lot harder, but I want to get to the game previews. It just, for my heart, and this is not what I wrote, but for my heart, I just want to see better. I grew up as a kid loving Pac-12 football. To be able to really cover this conference is a dream. I don't know why. I love college athletics, and the football has been crappy the last couple weeks, and I can't just not stop saying that. It's like, it's felt like a waste of my time watching these games, with the exception of the Washington State-Oregon State game last week where both teams played pretty solid in that second half there. It's felt like a waste of my time. I mean, I woke up and watched Stanford versus Kansas State week 1, like a terrible game. Oregon, Ohio State, like, saved the day. There's just so many bad games I watched this year, subpar play. Even Stanford versus Oregon was miserable. Call it an upset. Both teams played like crap. Oregon deserved to lose. Stanford deserved to lose. Someone had to win. And that's how I feel a lot of the games that look this year. DTR is still doing questionable things. I know he's fast. I know he puts up good stats. Still just making questionable throws. USC's falling off the wagon. UW is pillowy soft. Like, they can't stop the run. And it feels like a problem conference-wide. And I want to see it get so much better because I care. Yeah. That's all I got, guys. Am I going to tear up? 15 minutes. All right, guys. Quick game previews. I definitely stole that from Migos. They're the one who do that. Give shouts to Migos. Yeah. Quick previews, guys. So we do have some games, and I am excited to watch some of them this week, so I'm going to stop hating now, maybe. Unless I talk about Colorado or Arizona. But, all right, guys, so what do I got here? So we're starting off with Cal and Oregon. I got Oregon winning 38-14. This is another Friday 7:30 p.m. kickoff. But again, got Oregon winning 38-14. And yeah, this essentially could be the game that lands head coach Justin Wilcox, Cal's head coach Justin Wilcox in the hot seat. Essentially, he's really been struggling. I believe they're 1-4. Don't quote me on that entering this contest. Oregon's obviously coming off a tough loss against Stanford, and Cal actually beat Oregon last year. So the Ducks are going to smack them all over the field. They ain't playing. What did I say, 38-14? Yeah, that's what I rolled with. So this doesn't really need much further analysis, but I do like to throw in some quick stats. That's going to be something I'm adding here. Not all the games, but the games I actually just want to for fun. So some quick stats here. Anthony Brown's hoping to have a bounce-back game. He had a tough outing against Stanford, which he threw for 186 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception on the day. And on the season, he has 950 pass yards, 6 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. Cal's Chase Garber's also hoping for a bounce-back game. Cal's quarterback. He threw for 152 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception 2 weeks ago against WSU. And his season stats read 1,245 pass yards, 7 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Colorado and Arizona. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Who's worse? Who's worse? I think that Arizona is worse. Do you really want me to, I just almost knocked over, unplugged my laptop. I'm not going to talk about this game, guys. Essentially, on my notes, I think it says, who's worse, Brendan Lewis, which is, of course, the Buffs quarterback, or Arizona entire roster? For real. I think that Arizona's entire roster is worse, so I'm picking the Buffs to win, and I believe I picked the score to be 23-20. Is that what I wrote? I picked Colorado to win 23-13. So that score is going to be 23-13, and I believe that's a Saturday 12 p.m. kickoff. Okay, dude, I'm going to start just looking at the damn notes. It's a 12:30 kickoff. All right, next game, Saturday, Stanford at Washington State. Saturday, 4:30 p.m. kickoff. I picked Stanford. I'm going to save that. I can't ruin that. The Cougs coming off a huge win. Again, that win against Oregon State, I think probably saved, maybe not saved Nick Rolovich's job, but really put him away from a very, very hot seat type situation with the vaccination and the player scandal. And if he would have lost a losing record 2 years in a row, that really would have hurt. So huge win for the program. And for Stanford, let's see, do I got anything else here? The North is bad enough that if Stanford wins, they actually could kind of gear themselves toward the top of the North Division, which I don't really understand how that's happening. And yeah, that's pretty much it on the game. I'll give you my prediction in a second here. Essentially, from a talent, I'm lying. I'm gonna give you a little more. From a talent standpoint, the Cougs may be the better team, but Stanford just came off a really tough 3-game stretch, in UCLA, Oregon, and Arizona State. So I pick Stanford by 3, and the score 27-24. Some quick stats for this game. Jaden Delores coming off his best outing of the year against Oregon State, in which he threw for 399 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. On the year, his stats read 1,187 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. And for the Cardinal, all eyes are going to be on Tanner McKee and how he responds after really probably his worst outing as a starter against the Sun Devils, where he threw for 356 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. And on the season, his stats read 1,149 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, and all 3 of those aforementioned interceptions against the Sun Devils. This quick stat thing is one of those things that I think sounded better writing them down. I feel like they're dragging out the previews, so I may just scratch them, guys. Essentially, because I promised quick previews. It's taking too long. Quick previews. Essentially, I got Oregon 38-14, which I just said. I got Colorado 23-13. Bang. I got Stanford 27-24. Bang. All right, guys. And UCLA at Washington. Game where I want to pick Washington. I just can't do it. Just really can't do it. they've become so soft, and UCLA is a really good rushing attack. I believe they're putting up, 217 yards per game on the ground, and Huskies allow 180 yards per game on the ground and 4.5 per attempt. 5 years ago, would have picked the Dogs, but I think the Bruins, they're kind of in a similar but different situation than Stanford. They also need this. They really want to keep their season geared towards the top of the South Division and not kind of sliding back in that 500 territory, because that's not where Chip Kelly wants his program to be at this point in his tenure. So I do think, I'm a big-time DTR hater, I'm not going to lie, but I'm actually going to pick the Bruins. Again, the Huskies are just not being able to stop the run. The combination of Zach Charbonnet and Britton Brown. I believe Britton Brown's actually really underrated too, so I really like that combination. So I'm going to pick the Bruins to win, also by a decent offensive line. Probably a really good offensive line. That was a little bit of an undersell there. Bruins win 33-30, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. kickoff. Arizona State at Utah, 7 p.m. start. What a shock. Saturday night, 7 p.m. And last week it actually appeared like this game probably wouldn't matter. Utah decided to find themselves again. Probably some inspired performance by the tragic passing of one of their teammates. So that's a tough, heartfelt situation, but the Utes did respond, and we'll just keep it on the field for the purposes of this show. Cannot just rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? But for the purpose of this show, keeping it strictly football today. And Utah, again, huge bounce-back performance. Cam Rising, absolutely amazing game. He had that phenomenal touchdown run where he trucked over everyone on USC, it felt like. Didn't know he had that in him. And he's a good-looking kid, so maybe Utah propels under the long, nice, wavy hair. I think he's got a cool mustache, too, so maybe Utah propels under him. And anything else from the notes here I got, guys? Oh, yeah. Actually, this is kind of, important, and I think beyond that, we're done with the quick previews. Yeah, screw the quick stats. Essentially, I just want to say that I think that Kyle Whittingham, and I'm speaking for him, this is completely out of my mouth. It feels that he's always played football the right way, and I think that he may have taken that personally, that cheating scandal personally. So I would kind of expect his team to not play dirty, because that's not the way Kyle Whittingham does it, but just very hard, physical, solid hits in the first quarter, 3 or 4 of them, to really set the tone and set the statement. And I believe, because of this, and because of them being at home, I believe I picked Utah to win 23-20. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Did I get my score right on the final one? Did I? That sound so sad. Did I? Do I? Yeah, I did pick Utah 23-20 over ASU. So that is it for our whip around coverage. 23 minutes in, so it's going to be a quick Bartlett's random topic of the day. For those you don't know, I always have a random tickety topic, tickety topic of the day. And this one's going to be a quick story about me. When I was new working at the school district, I'd come from the restaurant industry, so I did not realize the power of onions. I brought red onions to work in the morning. I ate them. I don't know why. They smelled really bad. Everyone in the classroom, I don't know if they liked me. For real though, they're like, oh my god, your onions smell so bad. So I felt terrible. So I making just really solid choices coming from the restaurant industry. Essentially brought herring in, which is the stinkiest fish in the world if you don't know. I have Polish and Russian roots. Those are more so a Russian food, I believe. I really don't know. I just made that up entirely. I do have Polish and Russian roots. Did not make that up entirely. But then I brought herring into the classroom, which is the stinkiest fish in the world ever. They literally had to air out the room, and the head teacher was legitimately mad at me. It felt like she was legitimately mad at me. I was trying to do on purpose, which I didn't. I just didn't know that fish smelled that bad. So, random topic of the day, cut short, dog. Don't be the cat who brings onions or fish to the workplace, bro. Unless you work in a restaurant. I'm going to check my notes. There may be something we're leaving out here. We're getting to about 25 minutes, so I'm about to end the show, guys. Yeah. Nah, I just had a really corny punchline that I wrote down. One of those things, again, that sounded way better written. Just like those quick stats. Guys, next week on the quick previews, I promise no more quick stats. That's some slow stats. I don't know. But yeah, don't bring freaking onions or herring to work. You're going to smell like booty according to other people. I love the smell of herring and onion. Maybe not herring. I love the smell of onion though, for real. But just don't do it at work. They're going to be mad at you. Don't eat it raw. Raw onion in the morning, not good. Switch to green tea, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That's it for Bartlett's random topic of the day. I'm excited to be back. Excited to talk Pac-12 football. As much as I hated, I'm very excited to watch some games. And hopefully we can carry off the momentum we got from Oregon State and WSU last week. So, concluding and summarizing today's show. First off, thank you as always for tuning in. Hit that damn like button, that damn subscribe button. I don't even really promote this in much other ways. I'm grateful publishers to do it here at Sports Pac-12. I don't really do much, so hit that like, subscribe it. Do it, baby. I'm out here trying to make my love for the people. All right, guys. No idea. Anyway, so concluding and summarizing today's show, I really talked about 3 reasons why I think Pac-12 football has really fallen off, and 3 things they need to rectify are those late night games, the culture, and there was some other thing that I forgot right now, but you guys heard it earlier. After that, we rolled back with quick previews in which I picked Utah over ASU. I picked UCLA over UW. I picked WSU to lose to Stanford. I picked Oregon over Cal. And I don't even want to talk about Colorado and Arizona. Go drink a beer if you're really going to watch that game. And yeah, then we concluded today's episode with Bartlett's random topic of the day. And I talked about why you should not bring onions to work. All right, guys, I'm going to check the time. I think it's getting long. Oh, still in that 26-minute range. I'm going to give you a bonus 10 seconds. What should we talk about? I don't know, guys. I'm out. Seriously, enjoy the games. Have a lot of fun. I'm excited to watch them. Thank you for tuning in as always. And olive oil and hummus.